Henry, how are you, sir? Good to see you, man.
I'm good, thanks. How are you? Good to see you
Dude,
too.
I'm geeking out. Congratulations on the second season. I love this character so much. One of the things I love about this series is it brought me back to that immersion that I felt when I first saw Lord of the Rings for the first time in that world that Peter Jackson created. And it's celebrating 20 years this year. So I thought it'd be fun to think about this. I would love to see your character dropped into the world of Lord of the Rings and kind of like see how he would like navigate through there. What do you think how do you think he would interact in that environment?
First of all, I can't believe it's been 20 years. And I think actually he'd have a far better time because the Sapkowski world is notoriously grim and dark and puts him in impossible scenarios where the Tolkien world tends to be, it's not impossible scenarios, it's just hardship. And you have a whole bunch of people on your side to help you out. But Geralt, the poor guy, tends to deal with all the stuff by himself.
Yeah. I would pay good money to watch that crossover. That'd be amazing. I love this character. I love how passionate you are about the character. I love how much you've put into the character. You can feel it on screen when you watch it. You just know that you care so much about this character. I wanted to ask you how he's changed you in terms of like perspective. I know you play characters and you leave and go on to other projects, but is there something about him that you think will remain with you even after you're done playing him?
That's a really tricky question to answer because it would require a lot of self-reflection many years down the line to think, oh, okay, I brought that with me from that character. And to be honest, it's probably going to be more about from the time rather than from the character necessarily. And I don't mean just because of the pandemic that everyone's been going through, but I mean the nature of the character and the years that I've played him so far, they all blend into one lesson, really, and one experience. It's difficult to separate them without much self-reflection.
Yeah, I love your relationship with your dog Kal-El, and one of the things that I love about the show is watching your relationship with the horse. And I think to me that there's a beautiful relationship there. Some of it is said out loud from you, but some of it is also done internally. Do you think like having your dog like Kal-El like kind of helps you with relationships with other animals, specifically the horse in the show?
Absolutely, it does. Cal and I have a very close bond, and you do when you spend that much time with an animal, and it's not just an animal who lives in the apartment and you come home to it every day. I mean, he's with me all the time and has been for 8 years. You develop a very, very close relationship with them, and you start to understand their body languages and their energies and things which other people don't see, you notice in your dog. And I've always had a connection with animals. It's something my mum told me, said even when I was a kid, we all thought I was going to be a vet because I just had that bond with animals quite quickly, and specifically with Zeus and Hector. They are just such wonderful animals, and I spent a lot of time riding them both, and so it was an enjoyable experience. And Hector as well. Zeus I love dearly, but Hector he was so much like Cal, but just in horse form. It was kind of remarkable. I mean, he's just this beautiful beast of a horse, but he's also incredibly soft, and his intentions were always kind, and it was a good experience to have. It was a good relationship to have.
I just want to tell you, I talked to Ben Affleck yesterday for the Tender Bar. He told me to send you his best. Ben, in a weird coincidence, you're my favorite Batman of all time. I'm talking to Henry Cavill tomorrow. Anything I can deliver to him. Any message you want me to give to him?
Give him my best. Don't like drift off while you're talking to Henry, because they'll like zoom in on you and play a Sound of Garfunkel song, and you never let it down.
So he also said, don't drift off during the interview because someone might zoom in on you awkwardly. I just wanted to ask you real fast, Snyder Cut, I love the movie. What was your reaction to it? And can we have a future for Superman? Because you're the best Superman of all time, man. You are the greatest ever to play the character.
Thank you. First of all, 3 things. Hi to Ben Affleck as well. Big fan of his. He's brilliant. And Justice League, Snyder Cut. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a wonderful way of Zack getting his version of the story out, and important to do too. And I thought there was a wonderful tenderness to the movie, which existed, and that I think was essential for the representation of Superman. And the last piece, I would love to play Superman again. It all depends. There's so many moving parts to that it's not just down to my desire, it's down to a lot of things.
Well, I hope it happens. Henry, you're always a pleasure to talk to. You are one of the greatest actors working today. I really mean that. And I love this character. I love you get to play him. It means so much to talk to you about this project. I know how much it means to you. I hope you're staying safe, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Lovely to talk to you too.